Yorana, today I want to talk to you about some important dates in the history of the Tahitian Islands. In 1767, we can see the first European navigator visitor was Samuel Wallis, a name that everybody knows as he was the first one to visit the islands of Tahiti. After that, in 1768, just 1 year later, it didn't take long for the word to get out, a French visitor came, Louis-Antoine de Bougainville, and he claimed Tahiti for France. 1 year after that is when we would see one of the biggest names that we're more familiar with in Captain James Cook. Captain Cook was famous and is famous for his detailed logs and journals that he kept of the Tahitian people and of their way of life. So thanks to him, we're able to get a brief glimpse into that era of Tahitian history and how Tahitian culture was at that time. Eventually, you would get the stories of the Bounty and the mutiny on the Bounty. That all comes from around this same time frame. In 1842, that would be about 65 years after that, Tahiti was recognized as a French protectorate, and not until 30 years later, in 1880, it would be recognized as a colony. In 1946, which is 66 years after they were recognized as a colony, Polynesians or Tahitians were finally granted French citizenship, thus giving them the title of French Polynesian. They are Polynesian, but they are French because of that citizenship granted to them in 1946. Not that long ago, right? So Tahiti is very much self-governed, but it's still tied to France in security, in currency, and in foreign policy. So I hope this brief history helps you understand how Tahiti was visited, was colonized, has become a protectorate and a territory, and it is what it is today, a self-governed country, self-recognized country with its own French Polynesian flag, but still tied to France, which their flag is still flown alongside the Tahitian flag. They're still tied to France in security, currency, and foreign policy.